right now. And I think we got it. Okay, hey everyone. Let's talk a little bit about when we say, I need a miracle from God right now in my life. And, when you're trying to turn your life around and things just seem to be going against you, and you're trying to rise above adversity. And I want to share a great principle from the Course in Miracles that has truly hit home with me and kind of truly sets me free when you really need to change your life around. It's about the miracle. Hey everyone, James Nussbaumer, and thanks for joining me in another episode of Everyday Miracles Moment on video. And it surely was an emotional, mind-boggling roller coaster, let me say. A roller coaster ride during those 8 long years I'd spent in prison, often thinking that I need a miracle from God. And as you're thinking about what I'm saying right now about the tough, horrendous ordeal and all sense of that statement, please keep in mind that in the description area down below is an access link called Create Your Life that leads you to a wonderful video about another man's story that just really is something that you should check out. But I'd really set forth on my writing. From those of you that know me, I'm the author of 3 books now based on the principles of A Course in Miracles. And from that very first day when the heavy steel prison doors slammed shut and locked behind me, which is why you're perhaps listening to me right now, is that I had no clue of where A Course in Miracles was, who it was. It just happened to me while I was away. And for those of you that know my story know that, but that's not what this is about today. I still see that my arduous effort in succeeding at contracting a mainstream publisher for my book series, while in my 8th year of prison, of the volatile and often violent den of the cell block in a state penitentiary, is what convinced a higher court, I like to say, to look deeper at my case. And yes, that accomplishment right there convinced a judge of the books I'm talking about, my writing, convinced a judge from a higher court to release me 2 years early from a 10-year sentence. I had served 8 years of a 10-year sentence. And let me tell you, it was terrible. But it was during a time of panic and abuses in the investment industry. And it was plain to see by everyone that the sentence handed me by an example setter judge was overtly political. I had crossed a line in the securities industry as my practice as a financial advisor, and the judge used me as an example. And it was very painful, but it did take time, a much longer time than I would have liked, for the higher court to bring some light to my pain, we could say, to shine light on my darkness. And by the way, as I continue, keep in mind that down below in the description area is an access link to a blog article that I'd written at my Safe and Secure blog on why changing core beliefs may just turn your life around for a better life. So I hope that you'll check that out too, because it's a wonderful article that has helped many. But when we think and wonder how to turn my life around, keep in mind this spiritual metaphysical principle from A Course in Miracles. The Course in Miracles states, you are asked to trust the Holy Spirit only because he speaks for you. He is the voice for God, but never forget that God did not will to be alone. He shares his will with you. He does not thrust it upon you. Wow, I just love that. I'm going to repeat that briefly for you. You are asked to trust the Holy Spirit only because he speaks for you. He is the voice for God, but never forget that God did not will to be alone. He shares his will with you. He does not thrust it upon you. Now keep in mind that I had noted those words down below as well in the description area, because many of you had said that one woman said she likes that and she writes these down and keeps a journal on that. And I just think that's great. But when there's nowhere else to turn, I've learned I can always go deep within myself and create and chart out objectives and goals for whatever that journey might be. Setting out a roadmap, so to speak, a comfortable one, knowing that I've got guidance behind me. I'll be honest, it seems all my life since childhood, when I was faced with life challenges, I'd mumble under my breath something like, I need a miracle from God right now. You are human. We are all human beings. You likewise believe you are either a man or a woman. You have other roles to play in life, like maybe you're a mom, you're a father, you're a brother, you're a sister, you're a staff member, you own a company, or you're a manager at a company, you're a mother-in-law, a father-in-law, you're a friend, you're a golf buddy, all these things The list goes on. You have roles to play. And have you ever thought of yourself, though, as a miracle worker? No, we just don't. I mean, even when you're thinking, I need a miracle in life, I need a miracle from God right now. Have you ever thought of yourself as a miracle worker yourself? I'm not meaning in the sense of your birth. Of course, that is a miracle too. Believe me, I've seen, I was there to witness my three daughters being born. And what can I say about that? Really a miraculous event. But I mean, in the sense of your everyday life, do you walk around all day and see yourself as a miracle worker, or do you continue to lowly state, I need a miracle from God right now? If you did ever think that way, or maybe do now, just envision what does it cost you when you're thinking and muttering things like that. Things like, I need to change my life, but I just don't know how to do it. I need a miracle. Well, follow the strategies that I'm talking about in this video today, and surely you'll understand that the greater of you, the greater that you stand, the grander about you, the greater you stand with that grandeur, less hurried you will be. And then you'll be able to understand and ask yourself, just how much worry do you really need to not have in your life? How much worry can you live without? Keep in mind too, also, as you're going along, that I hope that you're thinking a lot about your own life, truly, and how beautiful and awesome that you are within yourself. And when you start extending that to the material world, you just make your world such a better place. You own the world when you extend yourself to the world. Those are the things that I write about. I hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe right now if you're here. And also engage with me on Twitter and Facebook if you'd like, because I just love to have you and engage with you there and such. But you know, life is, we say life is too short, we like to think, don't we? But we spend so much time in our life worrying over nonsense that never really happens. But even when we're facing troubles like I had, and maybe years of pain, there is a way out when we understand how. I hope this hit home for you. And until next time, I wish the best for you. God bless.